Come on in, guys. Hit the like button. Gaming streets are going crazy. As the gaming streets go crazy, we have to talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Yes, it is. It is a sickness of the highest order. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? It's a cool Sunday, a cool stream this evening we're going to have. I mean, listen to that background music, how smoky it is, man. Come on. How are you guys doing? I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. Come on. Hey, this week was a wild week, man. Who would have expected that this would have happened to Sony? Hey, I can't believe it, man. I can't even make this up. But how are you guys doing? Let me shout you guys out, man. Let me shout you guys out. I'm seeing Kadeem Gomez. What up, man? Kadeem Gomez. Shout out to you and the family. Hope you guys doing good. Jelani, what up, man? I think you're a new subscriber. How you doing, man? How you doing? Professor Strong, he's saying, bro, you know I got love for you because the Super Bowl is on and I'm here. What's up? Oh, yes, today is the Super Bowl. I forgot that clean, man. I know the Super Bowl is very big for you guys. I mean, this might be a bad time to stream because everybody's watching the Super Bowl. But shout out to you, man, Professor, man. Thank you for being here, man. They will see the stream after. Pilump, what up, man? These ponies are down. Listen to me, these ponies are more than down, man. I think right now they are lower than the white line on the road, man. Backstrap Otaku News for all your anime news. Check this guy out, man, on YouTube. One Punch Jedi, Super Bowl on, bro, but you talking about ponies and the game is a blowout. What up, man? What up? Super Bowl, who's winning, man? I heard something about, is it the Chiefs? I heard something about the Chiefs. The Chiefs are supposed to be winning or something like that. One Punch Jedi. Ponies are like the Chiefs right now. No game. Hey, it appears that the Chiefs are losing. We have Tommy Rocks 81. Thank you for becoming a member, man. Thank you. Thanks for the support, Tommy. Let me put you up there, man. So, I mean, everyone is here. Everyone, right now the Super Bowl might be doing well. What's up? I'm seeing a new person came in here. Karen's raisins potato salad. What up? Guys, this week was nuts. This week was crazy. But before we even talk about it, guys, we have to see what is happening right now in the gaming streets. So before we do that, let's take a look and see what's going on Twitter, because some big things happen on Twitter today. We had a couple of interviews happening. So let's go around Twitter. Tweet. Let's see what Twitter have for us. Because, I mean, there was a lot going on this week, man. The first thing I believe Twitter have for us, guys, is this interview the Finding Duke podcast had with the Avowed developer. I think the lead dev there, right? Now, this is very interesting because initially when Avowed was announced, persons had a lot of criticism for Avowed. It was running at 30 FPS and so forth, All these things was happening with Avowed. But it appears that Avowed is shaping up to be a very good game. I even heard post up from the State of Gaming podcast said that this could be his game of the year. But we'll see. We know there's a lot of games coming out still this year. And we need to see what Avowed have for us. But listen to what this interview is saying here. And we'll talk about it.
Yes. Now is game director Carrie Patel. My second interview with you. How are you doing, Carrie?
I'm doing real well. How about you?
Doing awesome. I imagine what's the excitement level like right now? Avowed's almost out. It's been a while. How are we feeling?
We're pretty pumped. And the team's been playing the game a lot the past couple of weeks, and people are getting together in the kitchen like, this is really fun. Nice. I just found something I've never seen before.
And that's a good point. So far, on every preview of Avowed, everyone is saying that, this game is good. This game is a good RPG for those who are looking for RPGs. So again, Xbox is the best place to play a variety of games. We have a top-of-the-line RPG this time around, Avowed coming in this month. It could be a couple of days away, right? So let's continue.
And nice. So it's good energy.
Good. I'm nice. Glad to hear that. Well, Cog,
So while we are here basking and eating good, I mean, right now we have a dish that is Avowed and it's about to be served. We really, really are looking forward to Avowed. Let me say shout out to Pilum with the $2 dono. Thank you for that, man. Pilum, he's saying, hey, Island, play my teams. Come on, man. I can't play that song here, man. Come on, man. What are you doing, me there, Pilum? That will never be played here, man. Come on. Let's continue. Yeah, so yeah, we are eating good. While these ponies are having their network being down, these ponies are dry. On top of that, they are paying for a service that is shoddy. I mean, what is going on at PlayStation? But I digress.
We have a list of questions here for Carrie, and I'd love for you to open us up on whatever you'd like to ask her, good sir.
Absolutely. Or again, salute to Carrie coming into the realm of the Dukes. Absolute pleasure. So we got to get right to it. Last year, me and Maddie, we were in Gamescom LA, and we wanted to revisit performance.
Let me just say shout out to Anonymous Boss. What up, man? Let me say shout out to NC Ghost of Low RD. What up? And Dolomite is here, man. Dolomite. What up, Dolomite? Don't forget, guys, hit the like button on your way in. We are discussing about this little interview, this little snippet of Avowed.
Performance on Series X and S consoles. And obviously, we talked to the team, and at the time, the team was targeting 30 frames per second as a baseline. So it seems now that more robust performance options seem to be available. So wanted to know, was the extra development time needed to be able to achieve these targets on console, or was 60 FPS always the vision and standard for Avowed?
That's a good question, because I remember the interview that they had with some of the devs, and this blew up on the internet that, hear what, Avowed is going to be 30 FPS. Everyone was criticizing the Xbox Series S and X, saying that they are holding back gaming, and the reason why this is 30 FPS is because of the Series S. We will look at another video just now, guys, and you will see how there are developers praising the Series S, but we'll talk about it. So now Avowed is able to run at 60 FPS. Let's see what she's saying.
we always want to provide the best performance experience that we can, but that's something that happens.
Let me just say, welcome to Powder Toast Man. Powder Toast Man. I hope that's not cocaine, man. I hope it's powdered sugar.
Pretty late in development. Once we've got everything placed and level, then we can go about optimizing it. So optimization and performance tuning, that's all been a more recent effort for us. But yes, as you noted, we're going to have performance mode. And we'll also have balanced mode, which is sort of in between quality and performance for players who also have, I believe, a 120 hertz TV.
Ooh, nice. I qualify as one of those.
There we go.
So we like VRR, we like balance, we like all those different things, ray tracing. But
that's crazy that Avowed will be able to run at 120 FPS, man. Wow, crazy.
Again, thanks for answering that, because again, 60 frames per second is so responsive and so important for an FPS experience. And I love that you guys were afforded that time to be able to put that in the game. So,
Powder Toast Man, you're saying you're high? Come on, man.
Thank you for answering that one. That's a big one for our community.
Yeah, I know. Everyone was really hoping on that. When I announced I was reviewing the game, they're like, "Is it 60? Like, there was like, this is a make or break decision." So that's good to hear.
So look at this, guys. So far we have another banger on the way. Avowed is going to run at 60 FPS. There are some TVs that will be able to run it at 120 FPS according to the dev there. So there are a lot of different, FPS that Avowed will be able to run at, which is very good for gamers, those who want to run it at a high graphical setting, 30 FPS. Those who want a little more responsiveness, 40 FPS. Then we have, of course, the benchmark all across the industry, 60 FPS. And for those who wanted a little smoother, the 120 FPS. Shout out to my main guy there, Yataza. What up, my brother? Welcome. So Avowed is soon at hand, guys. We could expect Avowed coming in just now. Are you guys waiting for Avowed? Are you guys looking forward to Avowed? Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about Avowed. Next up, look at this. Look at this here. For a number of years, these ponies have been saying that the Series S is keeping back gaming. But we are going to listen to a little clip from the Iron Lords podcast where they would have gotten a developer of a game that was recently released. And he is saying that the Series S would have helped their development of the majority of their of these games. Listen to what he's saying here.
About the performance thing, because you said that originally you guys thought it was going to be 30 frames.
Yeah.
Was it something that like internally you guys do would be like a selling point on consoles, and like they were actively going for it, or like they just so happen to find a way? I'm kind of curious on like the priority to making a performance mode on console.
A bit of both, but the priority was make it 30 and make it run good and make it.
So this developer is saying that when it is he was producing the game, the goal was 30 FPS, right? This is the developer of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? He's saying the goal was 30 FPS because I'm guessing that having the game at 30 is like a benchmark to make sure the game is running good, looking good, and so forth. After they have 30 FPS down, they would tweak the game, refine it, and bring it up to the 40s and the 60s and so forth. So yeah, very interesting.
It's stable and make it bulletproof. And then when they found out, hey, wait a second, it seems like we can do more, especially also with the new PlayStation releasing that offered again more power on the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, okay, wait, if we test a few things here and there, and the optimizations also for the Xbox Series S helped greatly the other platforms, the other consoles as well.
Really?
I beg your pardon?
Wait, guys, did you hear what he said? He said that the optimization for the Xbox Series S helped the other games on the other platforms. Let me rewind that so you guys could hear it. Listen.
The Xbox Series S helped greatly the other platforms, the other.
Interesting. Ponies, where you at? These guys are saying that here what the Xbox Series S was holding back gaming for years. But now we have a developer saying that here what their latest game was helped by the Xbox Series S because they needed to optimize more on the Xbox Series S, so they would have found the things that would have worked better on the other platforms. Listen.
As well.
Really? Could you expound?
That's called priority.
That's a point of contention. That's actually a big statement that you said, because a lot of people feel that the S holds back development. You're stating the opposite. You're stating that developers actually utilize that to help developers. I'm just curious.
Well, of course, it's the weakest of the four. I mean, that's not even a secret. But since you have to dial down on a few things and have to be cleverer about where you can in the programming and in the code and so on, and be able to save memory here and there, some of these optimizations for S benefit to the other consoles as well, because you either can go full force ahead with the big ones, or you use those memory savings that you found out for the S and use it for the bigger ones as well, so that it runs smoother. Not saying that it looks worse or whatever than it could, but it runs better than it.
So that's interesting. We have an actual developer saying that the Xbox Series S would have helped the other platforms. I mean, this is some very good news there, that these games were able to run better because of the Xbox Series S. Well, that's it, guys. That's it for Around Twitter. We did see, the Xbox Series S helping out developers, and we also spoke about how Avowed is shaping up to be a very good game in the near future for the Xbox fans. Those who are on Game Pass would no doubt enjoy that. Now let's talk about the biggest thing that happened this week. Let's talk about Sony, that network failing, that network being more fragile than a wet paper. That network that is being held together by two matchsticks. I mean, what is Sony doing with all of that money they are making from that 71 million consoles sold? Could anyone tell me in the chat, what is Sony doing? They claim to be number one. The ponies said that Sony is number one. But what are they doing with their money? But let me just say that I was able to find a history of Sony data breaches. And I mean, this is alarming. Anyone who has a PlayStation account should be worried, right? If it is, you look at these stats here. So here we have this wonderful investigator, Catherine Reed. Shout out to Catherine, man. She's doing some good work out there. Catherine, if you're hearing this, this article is about what? How old is this article? This article is about 2 years old. Shout out to you and your family, man, Catherine. Good work. So Catherine stated that on July 2008, PlayStation site targeted with an SKL injection attack, prompting visitors to download fake antivirus, scanners. Wow. So to believe, some team out there was able to infiltrate Sony and put, a fake antivirus on their console. What craziness is? Who is Sony hiring to control their data centers? I'm trying to understand. So that was in 2008, right? Now look at this one here. This one I think is the most popular one, the one that happened at in April 2011. Hackers access personal data of 77 million Sony PlayStation Network users. I mean, if it is you had a PlayStation account, if it is that your information was on that account, of course, credit card information, personal identity, somebody might be using your identity somewhere in Bali right now. I mean, there's somebody, if your name, say for example, is John and you have a PlayStation account, John, somebody's using your ID. In mid-April 2011, Sony's PlayStation Network was hacked and personal information on 77 million account holders. Essentially, every user was stolen. Wow. The incident also led to a several-week service outage preventing users from being able to access the PlayStation Network. This is crazy. This is nuts. To know that Sony, after this debacle, did not learn. Didn't Sony try to invest, instead of taking money to money hard games, use that money to invest on your network? Because you are playing with person's personal data, you are playing with person's passwords, credit card information. I mean, Sony, you need me to say that? What's up, Archangel? What up, Archangel? He is a half of the duo that is the Demo Flow podcast. How you guys doing, man? Good dudes there, man. So yeah, so we had this hack happening in 2011. This was probably the biggest hack Sony ever experienced, right? What's up, Boss Red? What's up? Now look at this. In May, now this is interesting. So in April 2011, Sony had a data breach. 27 million persons were affected. And you telling me in May the same thing happened? May 2011, personal details on 25 million Sony online entertainment customers stolen. Crazy. In May 2011, Sony announced that personal details from 25 million Sony online entertainment customers' account was stolen, along with names, address, birthdays, and phone numbers. Hackers also gathered information about PC games customers purchased through the system. Wow, this is nuts. Hey, Sony is diabolical. So hear this, guys. Hear this. In 2011, we had a hack in April. In 2011, we had a hack in May. All on Sony. And in June, Sony Pitya website hacked, exposing 1 million accounts. Is Sony an easy target for these hackers? It has to be. It has to be that Sony is an easy target for these. Who is running these databases? Who? These data centers? Do you actually have horses there, Sony? What's going on? And then we had one in 2014. 2014 saw another hack. What is Sony doing at this point? Let me say shout out to my guy there, Yataza. He said, can you blame PC rejecting PSN with Helldivers? No, Yataza, we can't. Now we can understand why the PC community kicked up a fuss, because Sony was trying to make it be mandatory to have a PSN account. And having a PSN account is basically walking on the ledge. Having a PSN account is like you are leaving your door open at night. If anyone trusts Sony with their personal information, you have to be a pony. No, you have to be. It have to be that you are drinking and sipping that Sony Kool-Aid. If it is you trust Sony with your personal information, look how many hacks, guys. This is not I'm making up. This is recorded. In April 2011, hackers accessed Sony. In May 2011, Sony hackers hacked Sony. In June 2011, they hacked Sony. And in 2014, they hacked Sony. Now, let me preface this by saying, guys, every company, might have gotten hacked at one point in time, right? Every company network sometimes goes down. But Sony, in particular, PlayStation in particular, has a history of this happening. Look at the history before your eyes here. This is not me making this up. This is my lady here, Catherine Reed. She did this wonderful piece. Look at this. This is nuts. Let's go again. So they hacked Sony in November 2014, and they hacked them again in December when persons were studying to eat their fruitcake and and drink their nutmeg. These persons were hacked. December 2014 PlayStation Network takedown by Christmas DDoS attack. Why? Look at this. While this attack didn't involve stolen data, a December 2014 DDoS attack did make for a less than joyous Christmas for up to 160 million gamers. A group called Lizard Squad claimed responsibility for taking down the network, overloading the system to ensure others couldn't make use of the services. Wow. Sony is spending too much time trying to block games from coming to Xbox. They should be pumping all their resources in their network, because their network is, I don't know, I mean, come on. I believe a plyboard is more protection than Sony ever had on their network. Look at this. This is crazy. And they got hacked, according to Professor Strong, by high school kids. This is madness. In 2017, August, hacker group accessed Sony's social media account. Yeah, Sony's easy money. Easy money. In 2023, Sony investigates alleged hack. Guys, who in the chat, anyone has a PlayStation account? And tell me that you have good insurance. Please tell me you have good insurance if you have a PlayStation account. Are you willing to risk it for a biscuit, man? Are you willing to do that? Be careful. So in October 2023, Sony notifies employees of a data breach. This is becoming a problem. This is becoming an issue. In early October, Sony notified 6,791 current and former employees that their data had been compromised by a data breach earlier in the year. The attack itself occurred in late May as part of a Move It attacks, which compromised hundreds of companies and government agencies. Wow. And this list here that Catherine Reed does not include the 2014 data breach and the current data breach. So if anyone is thinking about, making a brand new PlayStation account, you are playing Russian roulette. You don't know if you'll come back alive or if you'll end up drier than the PlayStation 5. This is crazy. But this is the evidence, guys. You guys could use it. It's from, Firewall Times, October 4, the 4th, 2023. You guys could peruse that, share it, share it, and so forth. So, I mean, guys, this is where we are at with Sony. If you guys want to trust them with your personal information, think about the kids. Think about your family. Somebody data, somebody identity is going to be stolen. When you go on vacation, you will see very clearly that you are owing $160 million. And somebody in Ghana or India is cashing your stuff. Be careful, guys. Be careful out there. Now, guys, this is the segment, or this is the time when we react. We are going to react to some YouTubers as they talk about the PlayStation shutdown. I mean, the streets was wild this week. Guys, don't forget, hit the like button for me. Share it out. If it is you want to support me, throw something in the chat. Let's go. So let's look at our first reaction video. Let's look at this one here. This here is Doc Dark. Now, of course, there are some things that Doc Dark is doing that is flying over some people's head. He is pretending to be a Sony fan. That is clear. If you guys didn't get it, he has put on a pony persona, and he is just being very intelligent in the way he is bringing across Sony news, because it's very clear that persons do not criticize Sony as much. So he's doing it very, very very well. Let's listen to what he's saying here.
Is it working? I think we're good. Good afternoon. You know who it is. It's your boy Tony the Pony, your favorite homie. Say it.
What up, Tony? You is a pony. And I don't think you're my favorite homie. You better don't ask for a Jeroni. Come on, Baz, come on. Kendrick, watch out. I got Baz down here, man.
With me. Listen, you see the glasses. No, it's not my birthday, but when you're a PlayStation fan, every day feels like your birthday.
Let me just say shout out to is it Force One and us? Is that Oscar? Is that the pony we know as Oscar? Oscar, you in the chat there, man? You pony, you.
70 million consoles sold. I want to take a more serious approach. My first video was an introduction video. This one I'm going to be a little bit more serious because I am sick and tired and disgusted with what's happening over on the Xbox side with the Xbox content creators. I keep seeing Xbox content creators accusing us, PlayStation content creators, of not speaking about PlayStation.
No, you guys don't want to talk about PlayStation. There's nothing to talk about out there, man. You guys are dry. Everything the PlayStation podcasters talk about now is Xbox games. These ponies should be happy that Phil Spencer decided to give you guys something. Because you guys are not even talking about your banger Wolverine. You guys are not even talking about Ghost of Yoti. And you guys are not even talking about that bald-head chick, Intergalactic. You guys ain't talking about these games. These games are not burning the streets up. You guys are talking about the fire that is Xbox.
Excuse me. Clearly.
Oh, and don't forget Infinite Nikki. You guys love the dresses that Infinite Nikki have, man. I mean, could I say it any louder?
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
Shout out to Desi, man. Desi Gaming. Give that guy a subscribe, man. Good, cell phone content. What up, Desi?
You're too busy playing your games on Game Pass or however you play your games that you do not spend the 3 to 4 hours to listen to our podcast. Because if you listen to all 3 to 4 hours along of the podcast, you would find the 20 minutes that we talk about PlayStation, trying to get PlayStation to be even greater. You would see that. The problem is you don't see that because you don't pay attention. You spend 3 to 4 hours playing all these games on Game.
Come on. We are eating across. I mean, there are Xbox guys' knees that are buckling over eating so much on Game Pass. They are getting too heavy. Their weight has increased tenfold after eating everything on Game Pass. I mean, men knees are buckling. Men can't walk. Men are using walkers now. We are eating so well on Game Pass. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. And all Auntie-May couldn't believe all this food we are eating, man. Come on.
So good and tasty. Oh, good.
Pass. Hey, listen here, loser. Watch our podcast and then you'll be able to talk. Clearly, you don't watch our podcast. But there's a few things that we're going to dispel because I'm going to condense all of it in here so that way you can't complain about it. And you know what? We talk about news. That's what we do on our podcast. We know what's going on in the gaming industry.
You guys know. I mean, come on. Sony fans are obsessed with Xbox. They're obsessed that, I mean, they're so focused on killing Xbox and destroying Xbox that they won't even send Sony a heavy worded emails talking about their network that they are paying for. You are paying for a network. They are giving you PlayStation Plus with baby steps. A guy who could barely walk, who have on a romper. This is what the PlayStation community is doing. They are paying for a service that pushes baby steps. What are we even doing here?
We're a lot smarter than all you gamers out there. PlayStation content creators are way smarter. PlayStation gamers are way smarter. But so when we talk about things, we talk about news. And when you watch the news, what do you watch? What kind of news do you like to hear? News is bad news. Good news is not reporting on good news. No, news is reporting bad news, the stuff that you need to hear. It's not my fault that all the bad news that's happening in the gaming industry is about Xbox. That's not my fault. These are facts.
Well, listen to me. Getting right now this year, Game Pass is cooking. I mean, if you are subscribed to Game Pass, you are eating well this year. I mean, there's a lot of games coming. So far, we would have gotten Ninja Gaiden. We have Avowed coming. There is this game, I can't remember. It's very similar to Black Myth Wukong. I can't remember the name right now. It will come to me. That game is coming. So far, just for the first 3 months or 4 months on Game Pass, if you are subscribed, you are eating. I would always say that Game Pass is for gamers, or at least for those who want to try as many games as possible. Game Pass is cooking this year. If you have kids, Game Pass is basically a godsend. I mean, Game Pass is really cooking this year. So, yes, Wu Cheng Fallen Feathers. Yes, thank you for that, Truknet. What up, Mr. Kareem? What up? Who again I'm missing here? The Casual Gamer. What up? The Casual Gamer. Another great content creator, man. Check him out. You understand it? Check him out, man.
So a few things that I wanted to spell Sony-wise, okay? First off, I got my list. Here we go. Layoffs. Oh my, here we go. Wah, wah, wah. I care about everybody that got laid off. No, you don't.
It's amazing. Sony is selling more consoles than ever before. Sony is making more money than ever before, according to these ponies. But yet still they are laying off gamers. I mean, devs. I mean, this is crazy. How could number one, having all this money, all this success, still lay off devs? Are you guys winning, or are you guys losing? What's going on? So are you saying more success means more retrenchment? What's going on here?
You don't. Somebody put up a tweet saying that they got laid off and that they worked at Sony. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything that you did for Sony. But now it's time to move on. They're the market leader. They can't just be hiring everybody. They can't keep everybody on the payroll. They're the market leader. 70 million consoles sold.
I see you, Doc. I see you, Doc. Guys, are you seeing what Doc is doing here? I mean, Doc, let me just say applause, man. Very good stuff here, man.
They don't need everybody. And supposedly this person might have been working on like the UI stuff or whatever. And Sony goes ahead and gets rid of the 30th anniversary UI that they gave you for free. They gave it to you for free. They could take it away. I give it, I take it. That's in the good book.
It's in the good book. Sony give it and they would take it. You understand it? They give you baby steps with one hand and they take your $70 with the other hand. Sony give it and Sony take it. Pay up, pay pigs.
What are you talking about? Why are you complaining about something that was given and they take it? It just happens. Now you want different UI, console screens or whatever. They're the market leader. If Sony wants to give you an all-black background, as long as you can play their great games, that's all that matters. Guess what? Even if we had an all-black background on PlayStation 5, we still are gonna get the Xbox games. You know what that is? Science.
It's science. Come on. Hey.
Here's another one that this one I can't stand. If there's something I can't stand, it's a loser that can't lose by themselves. Don't take me down with you. No. You're losing by yourself. Don't take me down with you. Doc, Tony, what are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Okay, listen. The console is not dying. Your console is dead. Yeah. My console's perfectly fine. 70, say it with me. 70 console sold.
70 million consoles sold. But your network is like a wet napkin. Easy to break. Easy to fall apart. What's going on here?
70 million consoles sold. Does that sound like a dying console? Come on, answer me. Does that sound like a dying console to you? It's not. No.
It's amazing that Sony sold 70 million console, but they, in effect, is telling Sony fans that they are not enough. They are still bringing more games to PC. They are still porting games to Nintendo. If console sales were everything, Sony is being very clear. PlayStation gamers are not enough. We still have to put games on PC, and we still have to put games on the Nintendo Switch, and much more to come. They're even putting games like MLB The Show onto Xbox. They're putting Death Stranding. Remember, don't forget that Death Stranding is using a Sony software. I think it's the Slipspace engine or so forth. That is what Death Stranding is using. And guess what? They still need to be porting to other platforms. Why is that?
Nothing about it is dying. The Xbox is dying. They sold 2 million consoles last year. 2 million consoles. It's pathetic. They're the console that's dying. So don't put that on me. What's happening in the industry is only happening to Xbox. So don't bring that stuff over here. I want to dispel that one, okay?
I think I have something on that. I think this guy would have posted up, some proper metrics when it comes to how much was sold by Xbox for the generation. But I'll get that for you guys later.
Here's another one too. This one I'm very disappointed because there's this guy out there that he tries to pretend like he knows a lot about gaming and he's very non-biased and all this other stuff. Clearly he's an Xbox. Clearly he's like, don't let him lie to you. What's his name? Call him by name. VG Fight School. Oh yeah. Tony the Pony is not afraid to drop names. VG Fight School. Every single time I see one of this guy's videos, he's trying to show proof of how Sony's going the same route as PlayStation. No, they're not. 70 million consoles sold. Market leader. That's who they are. They're not going multi-plat. Okay? Listen.
Everything Sony, and you know what Doc is doing here? Everything that these ponies do on Twitter, I mean, their answer for everything is 70 million consoles sold. That's what their answer is. And he's doing the same thing.
Helldivers live service game. Sony told us that we're doing that. Okay? Lego Horizon, not a real Sony game. It's a Lego game. Lego made them do that. MLB The Show, MLB made them do that. You tell me the game that Sony willingly put on somebody else's platform. You can't find one because PlayStation cares about us. Exclusives matter. When PlayStation forces me to have to buy their piece of hardware and I can't play their games anywhere else, it's because they care about me.
They care about you.
They want me to have the best experience possible. That's why they decide to lock down their software.
That is why they shut down the network. The reason for shutting down the network, guys, is because Sony care about you. You see, you ponies have been playing, too much Xbox games. So what they did is that they said, go and spend time with the family. Go fishing. Some of you ponies don't ever touch grass. Go and feel the texture of the grass. See how it feels in your hands. I mean, you guys don't even know what water is. Some of you guys don't bathe. Some of you guys don't use soap and water. And guess what? Sony did you a favor because they loved you. They made sure that the network was down for 24 hours, although being the number one, so that you guys could have a shower. Feel the texture of water. Feel soap running down your skin. For months, you guys haven't been taking a shower. This is the caring company that we need, Sony.
To this box that they made, their games play better on their box. Do you see how horrible their games on play on PC? You think that's a coincidence? No, it's because Sony cares more about me. They don't care about the PC gamer. They don't care about the Xbox gamer. Lego Horizon, what came first? Lego. It's a Lego game. MLB The Show. What came first? MLB The Show. It's an MLB game, not a Sony game. Is God of War multi-plat? Is Spider-Man multi-plat?
Yes,
think about that.
Actually, it's on
not
PC.
day and date, is it? Not day and date. Is that what you're gonna say? It's on PC now, whatever.
Yes.
Not day and date, is it?
And that doesn't matter. It's still multi.
And now, last but not least, this one's here for my PlayStation brethren. Now all of a sudden we want Resistance 4.
Guys, you heard that? You heard that Sony rejected Resistance 4 and instead say Resistance is not going to do anything. Concord is the fire we need. Concord is the fire we wanted. This is what Sony said. Sony said that Concord was more important than Resistance. Hey, it has to have a double agent working on Sony, man. It has to have a double agent. This can't be real.
This is the game that you guys are upset about being canceled. That was pitched to Sony. If Resistance 4 would have came out and they would have done Resistance 4, Sony would have never have gotten a chance to get the learning experience that they got from Concord.
So this Tony, you're cooking. The purpose of Concord was because Sony needed the experience of failing so that they will know what would succeed. So in other words, what Sony did is that you guys are watching Solo Leveling. They basically went to the boss. They got the experience of Concord and now they are level 100. So now going forward, they can make a better Resistance. This is maths. This is maths, guys. This is science. Right now, Tony, you are cooking.
Is that what you want? Is that what you would have preferred? For them to not get to experience the learning experience? Listen, Concord is invaluable to what Sony needed.
Yeah.
Now they know what they canceled. 10 more Concords that didn't ever get to come out. See, Sony learned, and it wasn't really canceled. Like I said, they're taking it back, re-energizing it, putting it into something else. So there you go. Now I think I have spoken about everything so far. Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let's talk about that, man.
Gamers are so spoiled. You're so spoiled, PlayStation gamer. 70 million consoles sold.
Yeah.
And you're going to complain about the network being down for 18 hours?
Come on.
Sony is out here working their butts off to sell 70 million consoles
yes.
for you and me. You think they're selling those consoles for themselves? No. This is so you and I could have a strong talking point.
Yeah.
And you want to complain about the network being down for 18 hours? I saw some true PlayStation fans out there telling all of you weak-boned to shut your mouth and play your single-player games while they fix the outage. You got single-player games. What happened? You're gonna lose your mind if you can't play Call of Duty for 18 hours, or Marvel Rivals, or the fact that you're paying for the live services to play PlayStation. It's only 18 hours. Relax. Sony knew that you needed that. You probably haven't been spending enough time with your family and your kids or something like that. Sony did that for you on a Friday. Think about strategically. Yeah, why would Sony let the network go down on a Friday night right before the Super Bowl? They knew you were going to be busy today on Sunday, and they wanted you to spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Sony
cares about the family. Let's admit it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Sony cares about the family. That is why they shut down this network. That is why they did not fix it immediately. Come on. Mark Cerny knows about network. Come on. Mark Cerny with his bangs over his eyes, he knows how to fix this network in seconds. He's a genius.
That's good. That's real good. Yeah, that's exactly. Sony cares about families. They care about you and me. Guess what I got to do because the PlayStation Network was down? Thank goodness. I actually played a board game with my family. We played Monopoly, Django, Uno, Bingo, Loteria. We played it all. But now you want to complain about the 18 hours.
You know what's wild, guys? I saw a text. I'm trying to find it here. I saw a tweet where someone was saying that, okay, they bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and they were trying, because the network was down, they were trying to sync their disk drive onto the PlayStation 5 Pro, but because it was never synced with the online, I don't know if the online talks to the disk drive, they couldn't even play their physical games. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing that a disk drive, a portable disk drive that is attached to the PlayStation 5, it can't even work without internet? That is crazy. Craziness.
Hours that the PSN network was down. They did that for you and me. For you and me. I think that covers everything, all the quote unquote negative news that was supposed to come out from Sony this.
So yes, this was Tony the Pony, you Pony's favorite homie. He basically said it all. He said that this outage was because Sony cares about your family, cares about your home. I mean, a lot of you needed to fix the fence in the back. The gutterings need cleaning. So this is what Sony did. Sony made sure that you guys were able to do something. Derizzy, what up, man? What up? Welcome. Hit that like button, man. Richard Lewis, 08 Richard Lewis, what up? Yaya, what up, man? What up? Welcome. Vince, what you guys up to? Xboxer Mike, what up? Welcome, man. Now let's look at this video. Let's look at what this guy here is saying about Sony. Now, this guy, I believe he's a pony, but sometimes he is balanced. Sometimes. Listen.
I gave her.
Hey.
I don't even really know where to begin with these suckers, bro. Sony been tripping for the past like 2 years, honestly.
2 years? Sony has been tripping 2 years only?
Probably over 3 years. If I'm being real, but which angle should I go first in this video? Because I got really two things I want to talk about in this junk, but I guess let's begin with PSN it should be back up now.
24 hours. 24. I mean, Sony did not learn from 2011. They didn't learn from 2014. They didn't learn from 2023. They couldn't hire a good team to even fix these problems, knowing fully well that they are targeted. What is Sony doing? I know what they're doing. They're trying to block games from coming to Microsoft.
PSN had another outage these past a little over 24 hours, and suckers was going crazy about it. Like, I can't get on PSN. Why is the PlayStation Network down? Like, the junk started to have a little bit of old school vibes, like going back to them 2011 days.
Yeah, buddy.
These suckers was made it through them days. These are little kids today. You think this was bad, y'all suckers ain't lived through the trenches of PSN to where the jump was down for over a month.
Whoa!
And suckers didn't even give us any. It was just like, why is PSN down?
But in all fairness, although the PSN was down for a month, there wasn't a lot of games dependent at that time on online, always being online. Now there are a lot of games that are dependent on being online, and so that is why Sony should invest more money into making sure that their services are well, but they are not. Instead, they are raising prices. You guys are paying more. They are shutting down studios. They are laying off persons, and they still are not fixing their network.
For this day, why is PSN down this day? Why is PSN down this day? Why is PSN down? And that junk stretched for over a month. This was cute, but it wasn't nothing like what some of us went through back in the day with PSN on PS3. That junk was crazy, but yeah, it is back up now. PlayStation had put out a tweet saying network services have fully recovered from an operational issue. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank the community for their patience. All PlayStation Plus members will automatically receive an additional 5 days of service. Oh, how nice of you, Sony. 5 days. Appreciate you guys. Some of the comments was, wow, 5 whole days. What is 5 days of
What does 5 days of service actually mean? Give fans one free game of their choice. You guys are getting 5 days of service to play Baby Steps, to play this card game. I mean, Sony have some real bars on that PlayStation. I mean, if you look at some of the games that Sony has coming out for the PSN and for the PlayStation Plus, I mean, wow.
What does 5 days of service actually mean? Give fans one free game of their choice. That might be a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would consider moving to PC if I had the funds. Thanks to Trump, I can't. An additional 5 days of PlayStation Plus is simply unacceptable for this kind of outage. I think you need to do better and offer better compensation to all those who were affected. Now, again, this was just a little over 24 hours, if that. These suckers is asking for stuff that...
Let me just tell Sony fans this, right? Everyone is asking Sony for something for the network. Sony personally gave me a message to give you guys, right? You guys ready for the message?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day.
Right? That is what Sony told me to tell you guys. You get nothing. 5 days of dirty dishes, stale bread, and dirty water. That is what you get in.
We didn't even get after 30 days back in 2011. I think Sony gave us the option of getting either Infamous 2. No, it was Infamous 1 or Fat Princess. I forgot exactly how that jump went. But even after a month, they ain't really give us that much. This was a little over 24 hours. So this is like, listen, y'all could get these five a days, but y'all ain't getting no game.
There's no win-win. The new people come into the stream. So after asking Sony to give something better, more substantial, you understand? Give us for those who didn't get Spider-Man, give us Spider-Man. Give us some sort of good game, those who didn't pay for God of War. But Sony has a message for you ponies. Sony have a message for you horses. You guys wanted, all of this. And Sony's basically saying,
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Sony is saying, you guys are getting nothing. Nothing at all, man.
So, I think it definitely was a little weird, only because they didn't even really say what was going on. They were very secretive of why PSN was even down. Did they even know why it was down? Again, literally since PSN went down in 2011, I have never saved my credit card information, my debit card information.
I told these guys, if it is, you want your identity to be stolen, you want your credit card information to be stolen, and you want to be, basically, you want persons to be a carbon copy of you, put your information on the PSN. I dare you. I dare any pony right now to put their credit card information on the the PlayStation Network. And funny enough, there would be some ponies running to do it. Yeah, there would be some guys running to do it.
Information on PSN, because I just don't trust their servers anymore. Like since 2011, I do not trust their servers, and it's clear still today why I don't really like to save that type of information on PlayStation servers. Because even when something like this does happen, they don't really say all that much. They throw you a little, old ass game here or an old game here, or give you an additional five a days, and then they move on like nothing happened.
Yeah, come on,
while
man.
Still raising the price of PSN. And
I love it. I mean, when Sony raises the price of PSN, and I know that their network is a mess. I mean,
cover all 9,000 taste bud, aerate it, warm it up.
Yeah.
Driving up that top
Bring it
milk,
up to the
that
brim.
cream,
Yeah.
pure vanilla.
Come on. Pure
Sweetness.
vanilla. Come on.
That's a 10.
It has to be a 10. I'm not supposed to be.
They're paying for this service now, and it's like, why are we paying for this job? But PSN is back up now. Hooray! Yay! Woo, 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 woo. The main thing that I really wanted to talk about in this video is when I saw this, I actually had to contain myself, because y'all know how I feel about the state of shooters today. More importantly than that, the state of exclusive shooters on PlayStation. There are none. These suckers actually turned down a possible Resistance 4. So Ted Price, who had recently retired from Insomniac Games, you know how they have Insomniac today making nothing but Marvel.
Yeah, Powder Toast. I know he's a pony. But it's just funny to see him, basically say it out loud that these ponies need to hear as well. That hear what? Ponies messing up with the network. We have been saying that, and you guys are being charged more for the network, and you guys are getting a worse service.
Products. They literally have.
And now there's information that they would have turned down Resistance. They would have turned down Resistance. Again, somebody has to be 007 working at Sony, telling these guys, "Hear what? This is fire. This is what it is. Will burn up the streets," and Sony is doing it. Sony is saying, "Hear what? Let's pump out Concord. Let's pump out a guy who can't walk. Baby steps. Let's put that as a highlight." Crazy.
Them slaving over just making a Marvel game here, a Marvel game there, a Marvel game here, a Marvel game there, for literally the next 10 freaking plus years after they're done with Wolverine. I don't know if they're gonna move on to that X-Men.
No one is talking about Wolverine. No one is why are these ponies not talking about Wolverine? That should be a banger. I mean, if it is the leaks that I saw is really what you guys are going to get in Wolverine, you guys in for a treat.
In game, they're gonna do another Spider-Man game, of course. We all know of that. That's what they got them doing now. But Insomniac is one of the most creative, fun devs that they have, but they have them strictly just doing Marvel stuff right now, because those games do sell a lot of money. Let's be honest. But Ted Price, who had recently retired from Insomniac Games not too long ago, says that Resistance 4 was pitched to Sony, but they ultimately turned it down. This comes from an interview with Kind of Funny Games, as Price was asked about a favorite game of his that was pitched but never greenlit by Sony. And Price said, yeah, I'll share one. Resistance 4.
What do you get out of things when you cry to
We did pitch that one, and it was a wonderful concept, and it just, in terms of timing and market opportunity, didn't work out. But it was the result of a lot of Insomniac team members being passionate about extending the story, because I do believe that Resistance has set up
it's amazing how right now Sony they're not aware of what their fans want. They're not aware of what they are doing, but that's good. These ponies don't deserve it. These ponies don't deserve it. So, guys, let me just for 1 minute say that here what PlayStation Network was down for 24 hours, and I have to laugh at these ponies for a bit. Have to. Y'all spend all this time talking about Xbox. All this time saying all this rubbish. Wow. And look at you now. So guys, let me call the stream, or bring the stream to an end. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Powder Toast, Oscar. I don't think this is the Oscar that we know, man. Professor Strong, Cuddly. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to Yatazar. Shout out to Dolomite, Derezi. Shout out to Pilum. Shout out to you guys for passing through. This was a late stream, later than usual, but I guess this needs to be done. I'm guessing that the Super Bowl was out today. I know you guys maybe had a stellar time watching your favorite team win. Did you guys win tonight? I'm hoping that you guys did not bet any money, but somebody will be eating bread and butter for the whole week, man. Bread and butter. I'm just hoping you guys didn't gamble out your life, man. So you guys be safe. Always tell your family that you love them. And don't forget to always put God first and mankind after. At least Xbox gamers, those who on Game Basket, eat some fries, eggs in the morning, man. We can eat fried eggs in the morning because we save money with Game Pass. Guys, take it easy. Let me hit you one of this to go for the road. I mean, after Sony outage went live, and these guys thought that they were leaving with something. Sony is saying here, what you guys are leaving with nothing.
I'm leaving here with something.
Sony is the one leaving with something. Guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Hit the like button on your way out. Bless up. Later.